Cole's notes for the last little while. Pretty interesting. I found a new 2112. Related like 21 and 12 or a 3. I found a 3x3 or a 33 or a 33 squared. I found the 4 columns at the end with the 4, 5, 6 needed to sum to 11,732 for the non-110 or non-110 divisors on the last 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the last 4 columns. I used to call them the 4 horsemen because there's not a way to derive them. They are derived by the time you do the first 4 days of creation. So, because I got this from the Bible. Imagine that. Because I thought it would be a good example because it's an old English book. See, I don't like to do these because I don't really need these all the time because, like, you know, I just document the findings so that they're there because I'm not going to remember them. So it's good to have them. But these things I don't need to do all the time. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just a normal person thinking about normal shit half the time. When I'm not thinking about normal shit half the time, I do this. It's not like I work very hard at it. It just shows itself random, I guess. But, yeah, Montreal Canadiens. Like, even Buddy said, like, oh, I'll see you in Montreal or whatever. I'm coming to Montreal. And then, lo and behold, I find the synchronistic C, not the B. Huh. It's not bad, though. God, I see a lot of stuff now. You have no idea how many different layers I see now when I look at that thing. You know, I don't want to, like, go around saying that, like, I do feel like there are those that know and those that don't know. I actually do feel like it is the movie they live in a way. But, like, I'm talking people that know this level of detail are probably very few and far between. People that think they know with a much lesser understanding, I think there are a lot more of. Just acknowledging that it exists, I think, is more than a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, we exist. We exist. I was listening to that. That was Arcade Fire off the Reflector album. We exist. I don't care. Everything, it's like a necessary evil. That's the way I have to see it. It's like everything was needed to be done so that, I guess, the decoder could go so far. But the decoder doesn't necessarily mean me. It means the person who is on the journey of seeking out knowledge. It's like a quest. This is the Holy Grail. If it does what I say it does, it's more than the Holy Grail guy creates an earth. I don't think they've ever said the Holy Grail can create an earth. They said it's like a weapon or like something too good for us, you know? Yeah, okay. Electrifying the Schumann resonance of the earth so that you can cut your cords off shit and press play and it turns on. Would be pretty neat. I wouldn't have to pay rent. You wouldn't have to pay taxes. You could live anywhere if you had the right stuff. You know, if you had a heater, space heater, and turned it on and worked anywhere, why'd you live where you live? And go take some 2x4s and go build whatever the fuck, wherever. There's not enough space for people on the earth, is what they say. We must limit our population. Yeah, that's what happens when you create invisible lines of division and separate everyone. And basically enslave them in a different way, because I think every kind of country does that. They all have their own rules, right? Like Japan's Japan. You know, think of it this way. America is America, but Canada had 100 years to perfect it before it was made. So, like, they came across on their little boat all those families, the Donalds, the Micks, the Macs, just saying, they came across to the New World and they were like, all right, we're gonna lay it out in this code. We're gonna that's why they're the builders, that's why they're the masons. We're gonna make the streets this way, and this is what the architecture is gonna look like to symbolize always this, always this, always this. I'm not gonna tell anyone about it, we're just gonna do it. Like the War Memorial. The War Memorial down in Elgin here, like I read about on Wiki, like there's even people from Africa that submitted like ideas for the sculpture because, you know, who can best represent Genesis 1? And it's like a global challenge, and you know, you get some money, and you know, you're honored and recognized for like eternity after that for being basically an asshole that knew something that others didn't, and you put your bid in to see if you're the best asshole. Okay? Fucking wake up, okay? Sparks Street. Energy much. Is the first street in Canada, I think. Cars aren't even allowed on it. Still. I used to drive on it. Of course, right? I used to have the Terra Pro. Yeah, the Terra. Yeah, I used to do landscaping guy and take care of the earth. But I used to go for breakfast, and I used to put you put a beacon on, you can drive anywhere, I don't care. I used to drive up to the Eternal Flame on Parliament to go change the 2 garbages on either sides of the fucking big ass steps. I used to shovel those steps. I used to shovel the War Memorial. I did all these things for a reason. The Eternal Flame, Sparks Street. Metcalf O'Connor Bank, mob. Yeah, go stand on the steps and take a good look at the mob. Maybe they're behind you. I'm just saying, there's people in the know, okay? Like, I can't get pissed off about it because everything that's happened has happened. And if you want to do cancel culture like the retards of life are doing now, then you have to rip down it all. You got to rip down all the streets. You got to rip down all the buildings if you don't want to have a fucking like statues. You're gonna take down statues because you were being oppressed or someone was oppressed. No, learn, guy. Learn from the signs and symbols that are all around us in every city. You know, like the Masons, you go into any city, it's like the sister city of the Lions Club. You got the little chevron, little handshake, you know, the little important part. Yeah, I give you one of those, bitch. Do you think they know that? It depends how good of an asshole they are. Or how smart they are. But like, I mean, I think if I was in that club, I'd just tell everyone what I was doing, because fuck, I can't keep a secret. I can't keep Christmas presents. Like, if I get you a present and I gotta like hide it from you for that time, that's like the worst for Kevin. It has to be gone right away. Gone. So, you know, maybe humans one day will realize that everything is what it is, and they're gonna kind of like be okay with it and just decide to learn. Maybe they'll even ask our captors to teach us. If we ask the right questions, they can't duck from them. Get yourself educated and do whatever you want to do to advance the earth. Like, I'm Atlas over here, it's fucking heavy, I'm tired, I'm irritated, I don't want to like slap everyone with my hand because that would hurt, which is why I want to use a fish. If I see a commercial where the guy opens a briefcase and there's ice cubes and he takes a fish out and slaps the guy in a meeting, man, that's like my dream. Really brings me to a happy place when I envision that. But, I mean, it could change so quickly. It could be a thing to remember to make you laugh about the way things were with certain people. Everyone can change, that's the thing. It's like, you can be set in stone, guy. You can be set in your ways, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how fast I could teach someone the ins and outs of this. You'd have to drink a lot of caffeine because rearranging the filing cabinets in your brain is exhausting, and you can only take so much every day. Work hard, play hard. Balance, imagine that. So, I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, okay, being okay I am okay with all the signs and symbols that are presented to us in everything. Movies, music, your city you live in, the commercials, the packaging on your food. I guess they think that if they create something abiding more or less by the rules of creation, they will in turn get good favor from God, and their life will be better financially because money rules the world. God is just the guy or girl that built the battery based on numbers in a place that isn't here, that you could never go to. Well, as far as we know. I am much more happy with that. Like, I am much more happy knowing, like, that we're not, like we're not like a bullet of a gun. Like, we're not like, the earth isn't like spinning through space and everything's swirling around it. Wow. We are in a contained system, an enclosed contained system. To think that you're spinning into the infinite and swirling around in madness with other things in this giant vortex of nothingness, that all the pictures that you see from it are from an observer showing you how it looks, but that observer could never be to take the picture of the image you're being shown about, whatever it said, solar system. So makes you think. I hear dead people. No, I hear people in the hallway. So I don't want to be like too crazy guy, but like, yeah. You know, you don't tell anyone about this, because if you tell anyone about this and then everyone starts creating with creation in mind and everyone starts getting favor from God, there won't be any more suckers to fuck over and screw. Fist. Bump. So that's what it must be. You know, you're allowed to know this. People know this. People learn about it in secret, I guess. But then they're not keeping anything a secret, because everything is being shown in plain sight. And unless you were to ask the right questions, they'd have to give you the right feedback, right? Or else they'd be lying, and lying would take them out of favor with God. Yeah, put that on for size. That's what I think. I think everyone should get educated and start asking the right questions to the right people. Who are the right people? Who has the money? Follow the money. You want to go as high as, I don't know, Rome? Who rules Rome? Who talks to God for us? The Pope? Okay, so as you do this and whatever, and accept math and number and part of creation, your English language called common tongue, and the only common language is mathematics, and we can all get along by knowing what the rules are, how to apply the rules, and maybe what you can get out of it. Hopefully one day we'll all be educated enough so there'll be no one left to screw. Look at the two. Look at the two. What's in the same position on the bottom? You break it into that 4x4. This is 7, the moon. And it's already returned feet to close the 6 for your 16 candles. You can see that you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 over. And that's kind of a special spot. Wow. Wow. Who would have thought, eh? Yeah, you know? So I was listening to that, yesterday, the Talking Heads 77 album, so why not? Remember I was talking about this? The elliptical of light, that is light. Where have I seen that before?